There we go. So, welcome to Tac Chat number 25. I'm your host, Dan, and I'm not in my regular filming location. I'm down south training and enjoying some nice weather for a little bit. I've heard some people say this is the calm before the storm, what's going on now in our country, and I got to say, I couldn't totally disagree more. There's nothing calm going on in the world right now. I'll get into a little bit of that. I think today I'm going to call this Tac Chat 25 resurrected. Because see, I had Tac Chat 25 deleted off of Communist Tube for containing a recording of a lying doctor from 2014 in which she lied her ass off. This was a government doctor because I was a low-level government order follower. And so I recorded her because I didn't trust her, and I was right to not trust her. And right now, doctors are the most dangerous people in the world as far as I'm concerned. They're following orders worse than any military or cop has ever done. So, with that said, she lied. She contradicted herself. I had it on audio, and I put it up. It was from 2014. Had nothing to do with the psyop going on in the world right now. Or that's been going on for 2 years. That things are supposedly quieting down. They didn't do this, folks, and spend all the millions and billions of dollars that they spent on this to just all of a sudden masks off and we're going to quiet it down. Meanwhile, we've got refugees at our northern border from Canada. Russia's about to go to war with the Ukraine. This is all carefully scripted shit. So besides Communist Tube taking that video down, I put it back up and then they put me on restriction. Ooh. Facebook has me currently on account restriction for my personal account. Side note, I had a personal page titled after my own name with 3,000 followers that they took down. They removed that page. Well, I'm going to do a conspiracy theory episode on what's going to happen with Facebook, but that's besides the point. Luckily for me, I do have all my podcasts, and let's be honest, in 28 months, I've done, as of last week, I did 25 podcasts. So this side, this is a Tac Chat 25 resurrected. Actually, no, it's not, because I save all my work. I got all my work saved, 2 different places. So let me just restart this. Hey, welcome to Tac Chat number 26. This is Dan. I'm your host. We're going to be talking about some cool shit today. So anyway, I got a young friend who is a mentee, martial arts student, and good friend who happens to know a lot about technology and computers, much more than I do. I haven't enlisted his help yet. He made the website for my martial arts school, which God with a capital G seemed fit to destroy with snow, with the roof caving in. I was probably getting a little too comfortable there, and I got other things to do now. So he's been programming websites from code for a while. He makes good money doing it. He's going to make me my own website, and I'm going to re-upload all my videos. I'll start uploading articles and putting out as much information as possible. So I seen a meme today that talked about we got our army soldiers, our female soldiers, are allowed to wear lipsticks and paint their nails and stuff, right? And they're going to have our female infantry soldiers. Meanwhile, Russia's got this new armor that is literally head-to-toe armor. That's the lightest armor known to man that's ever been created that's capable of stopping bullets that will damage light armored vehicles. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be testing that out in the Ukraine. Scary thought. Really, really scary thought. And those order-following automatons, those order-following drones are going to do as commanded. Okay? And we've seen this over and over again throughout human history. We've got, we've got that slimy piece of shit in Canada. They're whatever he's called over there, the prime ruler minister, whatever the fuck he's called. He's over there doing exactly as he's being told to do, and all his, a lot of Canadians are trying to get over here to the United States. The United States is in on this. All the governments of the world are in on this. Any government leader who wasn't in on it, like the one in Africa said, I'm not playing this bullshit, he was found dead. Oh, of COVID. Sure. Okay. Um, so we need to be prepared for what's probably going to end up coming here. They couldn't destroy America without us being against each other to begin with. Okay. And if you look at this one slide that I have that says natural law, and I think Thor's hammer represents this pretty nicely, because we need to enforce our rights with force when the time comes. And it says the natural liberty of man is to be free from any superior power on earth and not to be under the will or legislative authority of man, of any other man, but only to have the law of nature for his rule. Nature's creator, God with a capital G. They're taking away our amendment rights, First Amendment rights. And for anybody out there who thinks it's capitalism, you're mentally ill. I don't think we should have a First Amendment or a Second Amendment. I don't think we should have any amendment rights, because those rights are actually our birthrights, and they are inherent in nature. Okay? At our very birth, those are our rights. But I feel like this encapsulates what our rights actually are. It encapsulates part of natural law, which I'm going to talk about briefly today. I've talked about it before. So natural law is a cosmic law which governs the consequential effects of our thoughts, actions, our intentions, but actions especially. And a lot of times when people hear that, they immediately think of karma. That's cool. That's the easiest way to think of it. But a lot of times people think, oh God, like bad stuff, like negative stuff. And that's not how natural law works. Natural law is completely benign. It's neutral. It is the true law of attraction. Okay, so what your intentions and thoughts are, our intentions and thoughts have a vibration, which natural law will correspond to. That vibration mirrors it back at us. Okay, that's the true law of attraction. And if you look up the 7 Hermetic principles, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence are 2 of their 7 Hermetic principles. These things are inherent in creation. Okay, so like gravity, you can't see it. Well, you can't see natural law either, but you can see its observable effects in your life. So to give you, I'll just give you an example. In 2016, I was going through one of the roughest, actually the fall of 2015 leading into 16, I was going into one of the roughest battles of my life legally against my former employers. And I won eventually, but it was a real adventure. And well, during that time, there was and I wasn't doing well financially at all. But there was times I would drive by, and I've always been like this, and I don't normally talk about it, but it's for this example, I think it's worth talking about. I would drop a 20 spot or a $10 to a homeless person. I was bringing blankets and food down to them here and there. This is something I've done on and off. And really, how natural law works is I could have not even had any emotional intent behind that. I could have just done it. And good things eventually would come back to me. I've experimented with this. I've had bad thoughts of intentions, and I experienced the negative consequential effects of natural law or karmic law, whatever you want to call it. It exists. It's spiritual science. Okay, so it exists. It's there, and we need to start teaching our children, the objective morality under natural law. And I don't think this can be said enough. People are always, the very first time I started talking to somebody, I was talking to a fellow cop, ex-fellow cop. And when I mentioned natural law to him, he was like, oh, that's the law of the jungle. And I swear to God, I had heard someone tell me that before. And I'm like, wow, he must have actually heard that himself before. How about that? And I had to explain to him what it actually was. I'm going to get to a message to my order followers real soon here. But I just want to point out natural law isn't this bad thing, the consequential effects. The people start thinking it's It's the cosmic consequential effects which govern the consequential effects of human behavior, right? Of our actions. And it's like, oh, if you automatically think it's bad, how's your fucking behavior? It's not always bad. It's just going to mirror back to you what you're putting out. So are we collectively putting out bad stuff in humanity that we keep coming back to the same point over and over again, like a dog chasing its fucking tail? You know, why throughout all of human history have we had to deal with slavery of one kind or another? And keep in mind, I don't talk about that bigger picture to get away from the very real and dangerous here and now that our psychopathic government rulers all over the world are creating for us. Not doing that. But what I am trying to do is draw attention to the patterns throughout history, and we have to ask ourselves these questions. Why have we always had to fight for our freedom? Why there's always been such violence throughout history? You know, is it our collective karma as a species? You know, for the entirety of humanity to constantly have to go through the same hoops over and over again, and constant population calls, constant violence, constant murder. Or is there, I mean, is it the consequential effects, the negative consequential effects of the fact that we have not been good caretakers of Earth, caretakers of other sentient life, including each other? So this is where we come to. Under natural law, this is what's happening in the macrocosm. This is what's happening in the collective. Or is there, you know, a greater than man influence that's you know, pulling the strings, so to speak, uh, to ensure our slavery? You know, what if it's both? What if it's a little bit of both? So then the question becomes, well, is there anything we can do about it? And I say, yes, there is. And I made a little list here. And I don't have it up here. I could put it up here, but the list is real simple. Live in accordance to natural law. Vibrate in a state of love, not fear. It's impossible to vibrate at both. Don't give a fuck what other people think about you. Avoid all religions, including the New Age bullshit and including atheism, because those are religions also. All of them are geared to create inaction. They're geared to make you, you know, let go and let God. So what we do here in this 3D domain, this 3D reality matters. Okay, to any of my Christian friends or any of my Abrahamic, you know, friends, religions, friends of the Abrahamic religions, well, aren't we judged afterwards? Right? So what we do here matters. Okay, and allowing the suffering of other human beings and in initiating suffering of other human beings is not going to create freedom for us. We're going to stay in a state of slavery forever until we are an extinct species. Okay? And we have to say no. We have to start just saying no. Don't please your bosses. And I got a quick message to give to my former ex-order followers, you know, my ex-order followers out there. You know, I get it. We took an oath to protect and serve, and we pay attention to that protect and serve part. Those of us who consider ourselves peacekeepers. Like, I never wrote tickets. I didn't want to write misdemeanor tickets because I didn't want to be that cop that was mean. I didn't want to be Mr. Meaner. Okay, so I didn't do that. I did in the beginning. I made a lady cry, and I was like, never again. I'm not doing this shit. It caused me problems on my departments, but whatever. I got to tell you guys, there's a part of that oath that you'll remember to enforce all laws and follow the orders of your blah, 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 blah. We, in our minds, in our naivete, pay attention to, especially when you're younger, 18, 19, take an oath to go into the military and or then going into the same thing with police work of any kind or any type of order following. You take this oath to protect and serve, and that's how it's euphemized, to protect and serve. So in our minds, we're thinking that's all we're going to do is protect and serve. Okay? And that part of the oath is great. Okay? But there's that other part of the oath about the legislation. about the laws of the land. And that's the part that becomes real gray and murky, and that causes that rift, that internal rift within yourself. It did it for me, and it's going to cause that rift again. Because, see, that's what the politicians play with. They play in that little murky area, okay? They euphemize their legislation, and they obfuscate what's good and what's bad. That's what they're experts at. Okay, and order followers who were the ones who took it to protect and serve, who aren't psychopathic and got bullied out in high school and want to get their pound of flesh back. We all know those ones exist. You're going to be asked to do something immoral. You're going to be given immoral orders. You're not going to like it. To you guys who consider yourself these peacekeepers, you're not going to like it. Okay? Just got to tell you, when it comes time for open revolt, which could be coming, they want to do this whole thing without a shot being fired. Read William Cooper's book, Behold a Pale Horse. He spells this out perfectly in 1990 and was found mysteriously dead summer of 2001 after trying to warn people about 9/11. Okay? Conspiracy theories. All right? Again, I consider myself to be a conspiracy analyst, not a theorist, because they actually exist. Look it up in the dictionary. They actually exist. The word conspiracy and the word theory are separate in the dictionary. They don't have to always be hyphenated. So he spelled out exactly what was happening. When I was reading that back in, June, July of 2020, I had to look at the date. And I was really surprised that it was written in 1990. So he spelled it out. They want to win this war without a shot being fired, at least in this country, because they're not going to win a war in this country. But they're going to ask you to do immoral things. And I got to warn you, you're going to get killed when you try to side with the state because you're just doing your job. When you side with government, just doing your job ain't going to cut it. Okay? And this ain't no threat. If there's open revolt and you are doing the bidding of immoral government, you become the enemy to even people that normally wouldn't consider you the enemy. You get put right in the middle all over again. Being an oath keeper doesn't always necessarily equate to being a job keeper. Fulfill your oaths to actually protect and serve. Okay? Same thing with the military. I mean, the only answer to this is to start teaching our children in advance objective morality under natural law. And it's real simple. Well, what is objective morality, Mr. Dan? Mr. Arbiter of morality? No, I'm not. Subjective morality, I'm definitely not. But objective morality is not that hard. It's not that complicated. It all comes down to what are your rights. Your rights are an action. Your rights are a verb. Any action that does not initiate harm to another sentient being is a right to do. Therefore, it's moral under natural law. Any action you initiate that does initiate harm to another sentient being is immoral. Simple. Period. Including coercion, which is going on big time right now, man. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. Truth is by and large simple. That's as simple as what objective morality is. Okay? Everything they try to feed you with the 7 deadly sins is complete bullshit just to control you. All of it. I went through all that in my book, Rise from Darkness, Who Are They? So, as a cool side note, when my YouTube page got... because I am a spiritual dude, I could be all over the place, you know? I can be an alpha male tough dude, and I can also be real woo-woo spiritual and some stuff. Hey, that's because that's how you should be. You know, even before I understood completely what anarchism was, I still used to refer to politicians as Republicrats and Demopublicans because I didn't vote. Fuck them. Nothing changes. You know, and I began to understand what real anarchism is, and after I understood that, lo and behold, in 2020, they say, hey, violent anarchists are doing this. Anarchy has broke out here. Anarchy has broke out there. I'm like, anarchy's breaking out? What, peace is breaking out? I had to turn on the news. No, those weren't anarchists. Those were statists and agent provocateurs, okay? And something I don't think I've ever said in any other podcast, that first agent provocateur with the purple mask and the hammer, the penguin with the gym membership, Blue and red, put those together, it equals purple. The next day Batman shows up at the riot. That was two factions communicating with each other, man. It's really easy for me to see what's going on. I know I look like a hippie, but I did the job for a long time. I got a little bit of training and experience. I know no national secrets or anything like that. I don't think I'll get myself suicided or Clintoned or anything like that, but who knows. At any rate, I'm not afraid to die. I've died already twice. I know my soul is going to go on. And death is inevitable. So, I'm not rushing to it or anything, but I'm definitely not scared of it. So we have to teach our children objective morality and teach them, do unto others as you would have done unto yourself, or don't do unto others that which you don't want done unto you. It's real simple that way. It's a real easy way to understand it. I've heard Mark Passio put it that way, and I really agree with it in that, in that way, the negative. But anyway, apophatic. At any rate, this has probably been longer than I actually even wanted to make. My last couple of podcasts have been like 12 minutes. Anyway, this one, what I meant to say, I forgot about YouTube. So when they suspended my account or put me on restriction, I just think that's so fucking funny. I had gone from 9 followers. I didn't have that many, right? I had 33 followers. 33 is a pretty synchronistic spiritual number, man. So rock the fuck on. At any rate, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to post this today because all my stuff is messed up, but it doesn't matter. It'll be on my website when I get the website going. I'll be looking for it. In a month, it's going to be named Dan Arnold Spiritual Anarchist at whatever. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, but I definitely will let you know when I put it up. There's going to be articles on it. There's going to be more videos on it. And I'm even going to be doing an interview real soon with a former colleague who is a retired chief of police. He's got some interesting things he wants to talk about. He said that he got visited by some men in black once he became the chief because there were some things that they felt he needed to know now that he was a chief. And then some secondhand information that he has that we're going to talk about 9/11. That's kind of interesting. It's nothing. There's nothing definitive or anything, but he just had some secondhand information that he heard that he wants to talk about. I find that interesting, even though it's been so many years later. But it's hard to wake everybody up when they're so, ego, or I should say media entranced and ego hardened, to not be able to look at things with a different perspective. So that's one of the reasons why I keep going back. Just look throughout history. Why does history keep repeating itself? Is it the negative consequential effects of our collective karma? Okay, of what we're putting out into the world with violence and slavery, or because I think it's both, are some strings being pulled by some greater than man force? It's worth thinking about. Okay. But anyways, until next time, stay safe, get some exercise, have some fun, and prepare yourself because things are coming. Things are coming. It's really easy for me to see. Anyways, prayers to everybody and to humanity, man. Peace out.